Hello guys, welcome back to the news, my country people. I think we have to go way back in the days of the late legal luminary, Gani Fawehinmi, when he described the immediate former vice president at that time, Atiku Abubakar, as a thief. Yes, so my country people, he described Atiku Abubakar as a thief. Now back then, Gani Fawehinmi had described the then President Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku's 8-year tenure, which ended in May 2007, as 8 years of self-centered disposition, 8 years of wayo, 8 years of deception, 8 years of creating a few rich people, 8 years of anti-mass programs, 8 years of deliberate junketing all around the world, junketing all around the world, 8 years of make-believe, 8 years of dictatorship, 8 years of lack of coherent politics, 8 years of too much wealth coming to the hands of the government, out of which Nigerians received aggregated poverty and economic pain. In an interview in 2007, in which Gani described Obasanjo as the most corrupt Nigerian, said, if not because of Obasanjo and Atiku's rift at that time, Nigerians wouldn't have known about Atiku's corruption. The late legal luminary, who died on September 5th, 2009, after a prolonged battle with lung cancer at 71, said in the interview that Atiku Abubakar, was a thief, where he made this statement that Obasanjo couldn't say that he did not know that Atiku was stealing the PD, that's the PTDF, established in 1973, meant for the welfare of our country, by training our brilliant students in universities with the fund. A fund meant for the improvement of our petroleum technology. This fund was meant to ensure that the sons and the daughters of the poor parents who have the intellect can engage in research work. But alas, this fund was used not only to pay lawyers, but to establish just one company. Now Atiku dipped his hands into it. Even the president, the then president Olusegun Obasanjo, dipped his hands into it. See, this is just the full story of the PTDF and other agencies of government. And now we have Atiku, who is now the candidate of the PDP, the presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, where he somehow thanked Gani for inspiring him to dig into President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's past. I mean, this is a man who once stole from Nigerians. This is a man that engaged in a lot of corruption activities. So, I mean, all these are just, the pieces are just coming together. The pieces are just coming together. This is more like a flashback, oh, my country people. This is more like a flashback. This Chicago State University saga started when Atiku lost the elections and decided to head to court, and then the court kicked off his case, and he started digging deep to make sure he gets his hands on Tinubu's Chicago State University certificate so he can use it against him in court. But then Atiku had credited his work, the research he's doing, to Gani, where he said this man had inspired him. He was a son before he died, that he had inspired him to do this. He talked about this, and Atiku decided to continue this case. But then, my country people, Atiku said this at a World Press Conference in Abuja. That was few days after his lawyers, through the United States Court, obtained the academic records of Tinubu from the Chicago State University, which showed, discrepancies with what the sitting Nigerian president submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) before the February election. The registrar of the Chicago State University, Caleb Westberg, earlier said that the diploma Bola Ahmed Tinubu submitted to the Nigeria electoral body was not issued by the school. Westberg, however, insisted that the Nigerian president is an alumnus of the school, although Atiku's case challenging Tinubu's election was dismissed by the Presidential Election Petition Court in September. And the PDP candidate is hoping to use this case of the forged certificate as a strong argument against Tinubu in his appeal in the Supreme Court. So speaking at the press conference, Atiku, really paid tribute to the late human rights activist, because Chief Gani was a human rights activist before he died. Fawehinmi San had inspired Atiku, according to him, on this part of the discovery. According to him, he can now rest in peace in the assurance that what he started about 23 years ago has come to a fruition. Gani's vindication today, gives credence to the saying that no matter how fast a lie runs, the truth will someday overtake it. Shortly after Atiku's World Press Conference, Mr. Sowore, the ACC, that's the African Action Congress candidate, the presidential candidate in the 2019 and in the 2023 presidential election, said Atiku Abubakar ignored the late Gani when he talked about this, when he brought this issue up, because it was Fawehinmi that exposed Tinubu as a fraud and a certificate forger in 1999. But Atiku ignored him and let him die like a broken man. So why is he trying to pay tribute to him? Why is he trying to acknowledge the late human rights activist? It's more like a medicine after death. Sowore asserted that the late son, Gani, was humiliated. His car was smashed, while Atiku then went ahead to form alliance with Tinubu because it suited him with his ill, political activities. Sowore had said this on his verified X handle last Thursday. Noted Nigeria had been kept down by the size of this evil and selfish opportunists who celebrate crooks and the just amongst, and vilify the just amongst its citizens. So Sowore had wrote on his Twitter that when the late Chief Gani Fawehinmi exposed Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a fraud, as a certificate forger in 1999, he was humiliated. His car was smashed. But then Atiku ignored him and he died a broken man. And Atiku then went ahead to form alliance with Tinubu because it suited him. And in 2008, news reporters got hold of his drug forfeiture case in Chicago. The platform was ridiculed and they were even threatened because of this. But now, according to Sowore, he reads Atiku's press statement where he was praising Chief Gani to high heavens for starting the journey of discovery. So, my country people, this is why our position, according to Sowore, remains a revolutionary change of political order. He added, revolution now. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? A lot of things are being exposed. This is more like we are opening one book, but then other books are opening, because all these certificates, forgery, this and that, they are just bringing out secrets. More secrets are yet to be unveiled to Nigerians. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section.